Hi, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Visweswaraiah as Assistant Professor of English, working in Government First Aid College, Kunigal, which is affiliated to Tumakuru University, Karnataka. Dear viewers, in this video, my presentation will be on Jonathan Swift's biography. This session highlights on the early life of or early years of Jonathan Swift and his poetic career and his achievements in literary field and even his contribution to the fiction or to the fiction world. Okay, when we just see that Jonathan Swift is a famous poet, novelist, playwright, and pamphleteer of Anglo-Irish poet. So this important poet is he is very having good connection with of the time John Dryden and even Shakespeare. Okay, so look at that. This video you will be able to have some information on Jonathan Swift, and later on his focus on the novel Gullivers Travels. That is specially to special reference to the part 1, the voyage to Lilliput's. So in this background, this session is going to give you some information on Jonathan Swift. Okay, dear viewers, let us have some slides on the screen so that you may be able to understand better. Okay, look at that. Yeah. Okay, the first slide is about my topic, and in look at that. This slide is on Swift's early years. As I already told you that Jonathan Swift, an Anglo-Irish poet, satirist, essayist, and political pamphleteer. Jonathan Swift was born in Dublin, Ireland. He spent much of his early adult life in England. Swift's father died months before Jonathan was born, and his mother returned to England shortly after giving birth, leaving Jonathan in the care of his uncle in Dublin, in relatives' house. Jonathan Swift's extended family had several interesting literary connections with Dryden and with William Shakespeare as well. Okay, family connection is there with Dryden and Shakespeare. Okay, so such a famous writer Jonathan Swift is. Okay, so here Swift's education. So to begin with, in 1673, Swift attended Kilkenny Grammar School, where he enjoyed reading and literature and excelled especially in language study. So after that, in 1682, Jonathan Swift entered Trinity College, where he received a BA by special grace, a designation for students who did not perform very well while there. After Swift went to England to work as a secretary, a patronage position for Sir William Temple. In 1692, there Jonathan Swift received an MA from Oxford. In 1702, he received a DD, mean Doctor of Divinity, from Dublin University. Okay, so to move with Swift's career, how he started his career, to look at this, it helps us to know that how he started his writing career. From approximately 1689 to 1694, Jonathan Swift was employed as a secretary to Sir William Temple in Moor Park, Surrey, England. So it was his first career started with Sir William Temple as a secretary. Okay, then in 1694, he was ordained as a priest in the Church of Ireland, Anglican Church it was, and assigned as a vicar, means a parish priest of Kilroot, a church near Belfast in Northern Ireland. So in 1696, Jonathan Swift returned to work with Sir William Temple again, and in 1699, after the death of Sir William, he became chaplain to Lord Berkeley. So look at that, his various experiences, led him to deal with many such themes in his writings. To continue with his career, in 1700, Jonathan Swift became the vicar of Larkhor, Ireland, and he was also appointed prebend, means an honorary clergyman serving in a cathedral at St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin. In 1707, Jonathan Swift was appointed as an emissary to the Church of Ireland, and in 1713, he was appointed as the Dean of St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin. Throughout all this time, and indeed appointed as Dean of St. Patrick's. Okay, so to continue with his profession, his career, Jonathan Swift continued writing satirically in various genres, including both prose and poetry. Both genres were famous here. Here, using various forms of themes and various forms to address different causes, including personal, behavioral, philosophical, political, religious, civic, and others. Jonathan Swift's poetry has a relationship either by interconnections with or by reactions against the poetry of his contemporaries and predecessors. That is very important. He was probably influenced in particular by Restoration writers John Wilmot, Earl of Rochester, and Samuel Butler. Okay, Swift's major literary works to look at. Okay, Jonathan Swift, between the years 1696 to 1909, 3 years, Swift wrote two major works: Tale of a Tub, defending the middle position of the Anglican and Lutheran churches, and Battle of the Books, taking the part of the ancients, those who believed in the superiority of the classics and the humanities, and against the moderns, those who upheld the superiority of the modern science, modern scholarship, modern politics, and modern literature. So, in the Mechanical Operation of the Spirit, which was published in 1704, Jonathan Swift continues his satiric attack on both questionable religious views and questionable knowledge acquisition, particularly scientific knowledge. To move with his achievements, in argument against abolishing Christianity, Swift shares his reaction to the Test Act. Okay, so look at here. As I was saying that in argument against abolishing Christianity, Swift shares his reaction to the Test Act as a law enacted by Charles II requiring office holders to declare their allegiance to the king over the church. Okay, the Journal to Stella, which was written from 1710 to 1713. It's a series of letters written by Jonathan Swift to Easter Johnson and Rebecca Dingley. It includes the poem The Windsor Prophecy, a satirical attack on the person and personality of the Duchess of Somerset, Queen Anne's red-haired attendant who did not care for Swift because of disparaging remarks Swift had written about her family. So like this, he continued with Swift is also recognized as a defender of Ireland. In a modest proposal which was written in 1729, a reaction to English commercial practices that negatively impacted Ireland, Swift wrote one of the greatest works of sustained irony in English or any other language. Instead of maintaining that English laws prevent the Irish from manufacturing anything to sell, he argues that the only items of commerce that the English don't restrict are Irish babies, and reasons that the Irish would be better off as cattle to be butchered than as colony to be starved by the English. So, in his Drapious Letters, 1724, which was published, is Swift's response to the continued subjugation of all aspects of the lives of those living in Ireland by England. The letters aroused so much opposition that the English offered a reward of 300 pounds for the name of the author. Although the Irish knew that he had written the letters, they did not betray him. They made him a national hero instead. In his most recognized novel, Gullivers Travels, which was written in 1726, a very interesting novel, Jonathan Swift presents a satire on all aspects of humanity by pointing out the weaknesses, vices, and follies inherent in all human beings. The satire reaches its apex in Swift's comparison of hoyens, that it means horses, and yahoos in human-like creatures, in the book 4 of Gulliver's Travels. Okay, so this is also very important, and even here you need to focus on that. You need to focus on Gullivers Travels. The part 1 is also prescribed for the university, means in Tumpon University BA second semester students. So there also it is very important to locate the voyage to Lilliput, means the Lilliputs and Gulliver. Okay, Lemuel Gulliver, how he, the bondage between these two brought out well. In 1727, Swift visited England for the last time. So he was declared mentally incompetent in 1742, and he died in October 1745, leaving his estate to charity. This is very interesting to know that how we know he leaves all his property to the charity, so that he died in 1745. So look at that. Gulliver's Travels is especially mentioned in this slide because the novel Gullivers Travels was begun to write in 1720 and finally published in 26, means 1726. So there are 4 parts of the novel. To start with, the voyage to Lilliput, the part 1. Again, the part 2 is the voyage to Brobdingnag, and the third one is the voyage to Laputa, and the fourth and the last part was is here the voyage to the land of Hohenmans and the Yahoos. Okay, so look at that. Voyage to Lilliput is prescribed for Tumkur University second semester of BA students. In this background, you can have more on Gullivers Travels in the next videos. Okay, I think. Thank you. Right. So this is what you focused here in this video to know about Jonathan Swift and his writings and his achievements and his career. This is how Jonathan Swift made his contribution to English literature, writing many essays, many poetries, and many novels, and even many pamphlets for it. Okay, so dear viewers, this is about just a brief note on the biography of Jonathan Swift. So Jonathan Swift in his novel Gullivers Travels satirically speak about the society, and there in England society, how the differences, and how political differences were there, and also how the humanity and all plays a very important role here. So thank you so much for listening to this video. uh, I hope it helped you to locate down Jonathan Swift briefly. So thank you so much. Kindly subscribe to my channel and watch. Thank you so much.